Hello, everyone. It's Donna Maria from Indie Business University, and welcome to week 3. We have talked about life planning and goal setting, and we've also talked about list building. Week 3 is all about website design. Now, as you may have noticed, we have several modules for website design throughout the year's program, but this one is the first one, and we're going to cover basics. So this may be review for some of you, but for those of you who are brand new to business, this is like a very, very high-level basic overview of setting up a website with e-commerce on it so that you can sell things, right? Because that's the whole point of having a business. So listen, your website is your representation of your brand to the world. It tells people who visit what quality and experience and products they can expect to enjoy if they do business with you. So don't skimp here, okay? Don't have a sucky website, okay? That is just like the quote of the century. I work with so many new entrepreneurs who put a ton of energy into the products and the recipes and the formulas and, you know, all this other stuff, and then they have wonderful things to offer, but you go to their website and it looks really, really bad. So no matter how awesome your products are, if your website looks bad, especially if your business relies on the internet for most of its income, then nobody's going to buy anything, and you'll just have a lot of nice products and wonderful services that nobody is able to take advantage of. So don't skip on this. So the first thing I want to say is try to avoid a free website platform, okay? Because competition is stiff today. Not necessarily, I'm not talking just about within industries, but just in general. When people land on your website, they have a fraction of a second to be engaged. Right? If you don't capture their attention quickly, they're going to go someplace else, right? Because you're not the only person offering the products and services that you offer. So they will leave. Even if they're referred by a friend, even if they need what you have, they will leave if things don't look nice. Because they'll look at it and go, wow, you know, this website really looks bad, and it's all disorganized, and I can't find my way around it, and the product photos look really bad. So make sure that you don't skimp on this, all right? The second thing I want you to know is you need to separate your business online life from your personal online life. Now, the separation may be a bright dividing line, or it may be grayer. Just depends on your business, right? Every business is different. But what I want you to understand is what we're doing here at Indie Business University is preparing you to build a platform that will support multiple streams of income. And oftentimes that means you're selling products, like consumer products, and you're also selling services. And those two things may be complementary, and if they are, it's okay to combine the website, but more often than not, they're not complementary for websites. So if you're planning to sell products, consumer products, as well as like information products, coaching services, consulting services, you are more than likely going to need 2 websites. So keep that in mind as you're doing your budget. And that it doesn't matter if you have one business but 2 separate streams of income, you still may need 2 websites. So I want you to think about reserving 2. Now, reserve your brand name and reserve your personal name, right? Make sure you snatch up your personal name on the internet. Even if you don't know what you're going to be doing with it, right now, you're not sure, still go get it. You may have to put a middle initial, you may have to shorten your name if you have a popular name, or you know your name's already taken. But I want you to be thinking about this, because in 20 years, you don't know what you're going to be doing. You could be an author, you could be an actor, you could be an Olympic athlete, whatever. You're going to need a separate website at some point, and it can only benefit you to do that. So basic information. If you're unfamiliar with reserving websites and everything that has to do with them, you need to Google. Okay, you just need to get on Google and learn about it. A good place to go is someplace like GoDaddy.com, where you can reserve your domain name, which is the www.xyz, whatever it is, .com. That's called a domain name. You know, you can get .net, you can get .org, which is typically reserved for nonprofits. And there's other ones that you can get today as well. So read up on this if you don't know anything about it. And make sure that you have a basic understanding of what you're doing. So I want you to understand, too, that if you're selling products, one of the best places to get a website is from a company called Shopify. They have a monthly fee, but they also have different plugins and different theme options so that you can customize your Shopify website to your particular business. I know a lot of people on Shopify. Most of them sell products, but there are also some coaches and service providers on Shopify. It's really, really worth looking out for. Another option is WordPress.org. Okay, WordPress.org is where you go if you want a website that's built on WordPress. Very, very friendly for those of you who want to set up an information business, for bloggers. It's good for products as well, but the e-commerce plugin is not necessarily built for consumer products. It's usable, so don't get me wrong, but I want you to investigate and read up on what's going to work best for your business. I think the e-commerce options for Shopify are a lot better, but WordPress is an option. There's also one called Squarespace, squarespace.com. A little more basic than Shopify, but still better than the free ones. There's that one actually might be free. I'm not sure. They may have some freemium options that you can take advantage of on Squarespace. So I would check with those three first: Shopify, Squarespace, and WordPress. Not necessarily in that option, to learn in that order, to learn what your different options are, and then reserve your domain names. They tend to cost from $8 to $10 a year to reserve your brand name online. We're going to talk about social media later, but also obviously choosing your brand name. You want to choose one where the URL, the website.com, is available, right? So you don't want to pick a brand name that's not available as a .com, so it would make it harder for people to find you. And as far as social media is concerned, you also want to see if you can match them, all right? Match them up as best you can. And if you can't match them, you might want to, have a real serious talk with a consultant or someone who can help you figure out how to get everything consistent, because that is really, really important. When people are looking for you online, if they can't find you quickly, or they're all confused, there's a hyphen over here and a dot over there, and, it becomes difficult for them to keep that all straight, and they won't make much effort to do it, believe me. So you have to make it as easy as possible for everyone. So again, make sure that you're looking into these things. GoDaddy.com and other places are where you can buy your domain name. WordPress.org, Shopify.com, Squarespace.com, excellent options. Look up the different themes that they have. You can look at them right online and see how they look. You can visit other people's websites. Sometimes if you scroll to the bottom of the site, you'll see whether it's built on Shopify, built on WordPress. Oftentimes it'll tell you what the theme is. So if you really, really love that site, when you get a website designer, you can say, ooh, I love this theme. Can we play around with this theme and see what we can design for me? Also at the bottom of websites, that's a good place to find a website designer too, right? Because sometimes the site will say and give credit to the website designer. Not all the time. I used to see it more often than I do now, but from time to time you'll see that. But also to find a website designer, ask friends. And if you have a friend that has a website you like, ask who the designer is, and then you can get in touch with them that way. So here are your action items for the week. Number one, make sure that you decide what website platform you're going to use. Make sure you reserve your domain name at GoDaddy.com or another service provider that's reasonable. Like, don't pay more than $10 or $11 a year for this. And then also start taking a look at making sure that you have your personal name reserved on the internet, so you can always use that in the future, even if you don't know what you're going to be doing. Even if you don't know what you're going to be doing with it in the future, you can still have it reserved. And last but not least, make sure that you are looking for a website designer who can help you when the time comes. But for now, get your domain names, look around at the different platforms, and make sure that you are reserving a brand name and setting up a business where that name is available as a domain name. And also you want to make sure that it is available, or as close as possible to it is available, on social media. And we're going to be talking about that in a couple of weeks in more depth. But, to get things going, this is really important to do. Now, if you have no idea what your brand name is and you have no idea what you want to sell, your action item is to go to about.me and reserve a website in your name. It's free. You can set up a headshot there. You can put where your hobbies are. You can put what your social media outlets that you use are, and just get started with something basic at about.me. It's free. They also have a paid version, but just get the free one. And also Set up your LinkedIn for yourself personally if you haven't already done that. Put your bio there. We're really talking about the beginnings of creating a presence for yourself and for your business brand on the internet. They may overlap, but you still want to make sure that you have both. So that's it for week 3, number 1 of setting up your website. We're going to have a lot more of these sessions, but that will get you started. I look forward to seeing you next week, and post your comments and questions and even links to your site below. Take care. Bye-bye.